Good morning. Good morning. It's certainly great to be here with you. And last night we had the pleasure of just being with CRESS, our friends at CRESS, and it was definitely an honor to be given the Clean Energy Champion Award. Again, that was our second award, and I take very little credit. I certainly have a great policy team behind me and our ledge staff who is not here, but I want to give them a shout out anyway, because I certainly couldn't do any of this work, from clean energy tax credit work to some of the work we're doing with our Virginia offshore wind project, without a great team behind me. So kudos to them. But it's great to be with all of you, kind of like-minded people, to celebrate Clean Energy Week. It's a space that I really love having a seat at the table in and just being a part of the discussion. I'm one of the co-chairs of the Conservative Climate Caucus that we have up in D.C. with a good group of Republicans who want to be in this space, who want to lead on this space. I think we're oftentimes left out of this discussion, so it's really important that we have these spaces for us to lead. And I represent Virginia's 2nd congressional district, so I'm down in Hampton Roads area, and I love being from the Commonwealth of Virginia because I've got a great governor who is also on board with this all-the-above energy approach, and he's really set the stage for us and allowed us really a safe space to be all-the-above energy champions, from nuclear small modular reactors, which for myself as a Navy veteran, we lived on small modular reactors on aircraft carriers and submarines, so that's an easy space for me to talk about, to geothermal, traditional forms of energy. We've got the wind project, the CVAL project off our coast, which, just to speak briefly about that project, I mean, it's been a bit of a fight. I'm sure this room is watching and anxiously, fingers crossed to see that project to completion. But that project has been so important for those of us from Virginia, from the governor on down, myself, Rob Whitman. There's several members of Congress, both sides of the aisle, that care about this project. It's technically, the staging is a little bit outside of my district, the Port of Virginia there in Norfolk. A lot of people involved, a lot of jobs, a lot of our even ship repair industry. We don't have enough ships, so we're still struggling to find work for them. So they've been an integral part of this, even just the usage at the port. But it touches all kinds of different contractors, subcontractors. The shipbuilding effort, we've actually built 20 more ships to try to service some of the wind, not only build, but service the wind turbines offshore. We have 176. We've got almost 170 that are done. So as I've told Dominion Energy, who is our partner in this project, just keep working at it. Keep doing your thing. We're doing our thing as legislators and leaders and advocates for this project. It's so near completion, and the economic just development and prosperity that it's brought to Hampton Roads has been very important to us. We know that energy security is national security. We talk about that in a lot of different places, but this project specifically, this energy security, this offshore wind project, is directly related to national security. And one of the things I love best about this project is Dominion's been a great partner. They have agreed, because of an easement issue, they need to borrow some of the United States Navy's property. We got a lot of Navy bases. Atlantic Fleet's home to Norfolk. I have the East Coast Master Jet Base in Virginia Beach, and there's some easement land that they needed to lay some of their storage cables that will go from the wind project to the storage center. And because of this partnership with the United States Navy, Dominion Energy has agreed to give the Naval Air Station a $500 million power grid upgrade, which for myself, and I sit on Armed Services Committee as well, and I can't do those type of infrastructure repair projects through my defense budget. We try. We kick and scream every day. It drives me. It gets me out of bed every morning, but the base, really, you could argue a lot of our bases are needing infrastructure help right now. They are starting to age. They are looking tired. A lot of them have been around since the end of World War II, and so I need better housing. I need better childcare. I need better energy. All the things. We don't have enough energy to meet defense needs, but everyone's needs, and so I want to find these creative relationships, these public-private partnerships. So I am extremely thankful for Dominion Energy and the agreement that they have with the United States Navy, that they will do that. They will do that $500 million power grid upgrade that I can't do with my defense budget, just as a symbiotic relationship to use this land that no one else is using to be able to lay those storage lines, again, from the offshore wind to the storage facility. So it's a no-brainer for me, right? As much as I love energy, I love the United States Navy. That's my family. As a former helicopter pilot, married to an F-18 pilot, I'm the mom to 2 kids that are in the Navy. It's so many of my friends and family, my district. Should be important to each and every one of us in this room when we think of the state of affairs and what the world looks like now. So energy security is national security. Sometimes it's more tangible, like the offshore wind project in my district. So I tell that story over and over. I can tell that exact story about that private partnership in my sleep, because that's how I sell the offshore wind project, and have done it, I want to say, pretty successfully for at least the time being. So we're going to continue to work on that and continue to sell it. Because everyone from the administration to the governor's office to Democrats and Republicans need to understand that. And it's not always black and white. And I understand there are other forms of energy, and we need to be supportive of all of them, because again, we don't have the energy needs that we should have. But that's just one example that I've been privileged to be a part of. Again, I have a lot of teammates, a lot of people who help in my fight. When we had the fights for the clean energy tax credits with reconciliation, I know a lot of you were probably watching that too. And that was another place that we could lead as conservative Republicans, but have a seat at that table and remind leadership that, hey, we need to do some things to incentivize people to continue to invest in clean energy. Some more than others. We know that, solar's been around for a while, wind's been around for a while, but even some of the small modular reactor pieces, those are relatively new. It's a up and coming form of energy. So what can we do to kind of prioritize? I get it. I get the fiscal conservatism out there and a $37 trillion debt and all the things that the conservative majority likes to talk about. But we can incentivize clean energy while putting cost-saving measures in place, while continuing to prioritize reducing the debt and downsizing government and all the things that your House majority likes to focus on. So it's not always clear cut. It's the clean energy tax credits didn't end up perfectly. We asked for a little more. We asked for a lot and got some of what we asked for. So there's still some work to do. We're happy to amend and keep doing that work as we move forward, especially if we find that there are other places we need to incentivize. I think everyone would agree we need more energy. The defense tech people, them for sure. We went to Silicon Valley with HASC last Congress for a field hearing and met with some of the really up and coming just tech that's out there that needs to get to our warfighters. They can't do that. They're like, look, you want swarms of drones, then we got to have we got to have energy to plug those things in. And oh, by the way, that power source has to be mobile, so we can move it to other countries pretty quickly. So, when you phrase it in those lights, energy security again is national security, but that's been just a staunch talking point and a good way for me to sell it. So I say those stories and share them with you to remind you too to expand your energy discussions and find, speak the person's love language that you're trying to sell it to, because that's what I feel like we've been pretty successful at doing. I think, I like to think Republicans and Democrats, but as a Republican, I mean prioritizing our military and military spending is an easy place, and especially with my district and my background. So remember that. Speak their love language. Energy security is national security, and I think together we can accomplish a lot of our clean energy goals. But work in progress, so thankful for you in this room who are helping to find new ways and to incentivize people just to grow that industry, because I know it's important for a lot of reasons. But I appreciate the work you do, and just thanks for letting me be here and share a few minutes of my story. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much.